Good afternoon, and thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. My name is Patricia Houston, and I'm from Family Partners of Morris and Sussex counties. In today's Lunch and Learn, we had the honor of having Michael Medici, who is the director for the Homeless Veteran Reintegration Program. Welcome, Michael.
Thank you, Patricia. Glad to be here.
Michael, thank you for everything you're doing, and thank you for your service. And honestly, it is an honor having you here today.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here too.
Thank you. So, Michael, tell us a little bit about yourself, please.
Oh boy, where do you want me to start? No, I'm just kidding. I'm a United States Marine Corps veteran. 5 years. I served from 1993 to 1998, which is in between the two Gulf Wars. I'm also one thing that the only time you're going to hear former and veteran in the same sentence, and that is a former homeless veteran. That was about 8 years ago due to a bad relationship. I don't like to think of myself as an example of how you can overcome it because it does take a lot of hard work. Last year, myself and my wife finally bought a house for us and our kids down in Hazlitt, New Jersey, which is in Monmouth County. Not that Morris wasn't in the running, they were. But we had a better deal down there. I currently run the Goodwill's Homeless Veteran Reintegration Program, which is called the HVRP for short. What we do is we find veterans who are homeless in 4 categories, which I'll go over later because I have a slide for that. Employment. When I took it over, this program, it was struggling, roughly at about 22 people in it, and that was in a year and a half, just about. In the last 9 months and finishing out the second year of the grant, we went from 22 to 145 in the enrollment. We placed roughly about 40% of the veterans into sustainable and stable jobs, along with wraparound services, which include housing, food, clothing. Obviously, Goodwill, that's the first thing everybody thinks about is a store. We utilize that, plus other partners in SSVF, which is supportive services for veterans and families, plus partners that we have in HOPO. That's pretty much me.
No, and thank you very much, Michael. And the reason I'm asking is because I know that you do a lot in the community and you are very active in the community. So I want people to know. I know also that you have a PowerPoint with a lot of information.
Yes.
So at the end, we are going to allow time for Q&A. I also want to let everybody know that this presentation is going to be recorded. Therefore, if you have any family that is looking for information in relation to these services or resources, that information will be in the YouTube channel of Family Partners of Morris and Sussex counties. Thank you, everybody. And Michael, you're more than welcome to start your presentation.
Thank you. Okay. I guess I'll start. Goodwill's Homeless Veteran Reintegration Program, which is HVRP. Our slogan is "We got your 6." Now, anybody who served understands what "We got your 6" means. It means we got your back. We're going to be there with you all through the day, all through your struggles, whatever you're going through. This is a brief history of Goodwill, trust me, because if I get into it, we'll be here forever. Goodwill's started originally in Brooklyn as the New York City Metro in February 13th of 1915. Goodwill, New Jersey was founded in Jersey City in 1919 by St. Paul's Community House. In 1999, they merged into Goodwill, New York, New Jersey. We're more than just stores. A lot of people, when they see Goodwill, they think about the stores or, hey, I got a donation. We're way more than that. We have 3 branches. There is the stores, the retail. Then there's what HVRP is part of, which is the missions. Then there's also the philanthropic side, which does a lot of charitable donations and stuff and partners with other people to help out in statewide and other things of that nature. Goodwill, New York, New Jersey helps people with disabilities and barriers to gain sustainable and stable employment. That includes us, the veterans that we serve in our HVRP stands for the Homeless Veteran Reintegration Program. What that does is we help veterans who are homeless to find sustainable and stable jobs to better their quality of life. Coming from a former homeless veteran myself, you know, I wish I had this 8 years ago. I'm not going to lie to you. I wish I had a program. What is a homeless veteran? Now, a lot of people, when you hear homeless, number one is going to pop out at you. That's you're in a shelter or you're out on the street. They could be sleeping on a sidewalk, benches, woods, wherever, broken into cars, whatever they do. That's the number one definition of a homeless person. That is also when Monarch does their point in time surveys every January. That is the one that they catch. So if your county shows at a 3% homeless veteran rate, I'm going to add in something when we do the next three, because you'll be kind of shocked at the actual percentage that you have in the county. The second one is an at-risk. That means it's a person who's in their house. They're behind on their mortgage or their rent payments. Now, it says here 2 months or more. Same with the utility payment. We can take them as long as they're behind. If it's 1 month, we'll take them in to get them to prevent going 2 months or more behind, so that they don't lose their house, apartment, room, wherever they're living. The third one is transitioning from incarceration. They made a mistake, they're doing their time, and now they're ready to become productive members of society. With that, they must be in a re-entry program, whether it's from the correctional facility or an outside organization. And we can take them from 6 months before they're actually transitioning out. The fourth one is transitioning from active duty. They're living with their mom and dad. They did their time, 4 years, 8 years, 20, whatever. Or they're couch surfing with friends. Something could have happened. It could have been a female vet. Husband got divorced or died, while he was serving. They're coming home as a single mom. We want to help that veteran. Now, those last three that I put in there, you will have to add, if Morris County was a 3% veteran population to the point in time survey, you would add between those three anywhere from 5 to 8%. 8% being the worst case scenario. So now you're looking at an 11% homeless rate. This is what we're trying to combat, to get rid of within all our counties. We work, what do we do? We work to get veterans sustainable and stable jobs. Now, this number's jumped up because we used to only have 50. Now we got 30 new training and company partners to make it 80. And it includes some people in Morris County, like Atlantic Health Systems. We have Samsung, Bergen Newbridge Medical, some AFL-CIO unions, plumbers, carpenters, County College of Morris for training and education, Port Authority of New York, New Jersey, Jersey Tractor Trailer Driving School for those of you that want a CDLA license, Dimension Renewable Energy, we're going green, Step It Up, which is IT. Right now, we cover the 7 counties listed here, which is Bergen, Essex, Hudson, Morris, Passaic, Somerset, and Union. That does not mean that if there is a county that has a veteran that borders any one of these counties, that we're not going to take. Again, I'm going to say, if there's a veteran in there that in any county that borders any of these counties, we will intake them into the system to get them jobs and stability in their lives. We don't just stop with getting the job for the veteran. We follow up with both the veteran and the employer after the veteran is hired and on the job. We make sure the veteran's adjusting to the job and the employer is satisfactory to their expectations for this veteran. Our follow-up with the veteran is for 3 years. Now, we do have competition in the HVRP. No other veteran employment service provider in HVRP has the 3-year follow-up in their services for employment. We had that specifically written into our grant. 3 years of the follow-up. We take complete care of the veteran. We partner with over 300 community and veteran organizations to make sure the veteran is completely taken care of. We refer to them for housing, food, clothing, legal services, healthcare, whatever they need. Some of the partners that we have our Catholic Charities, Community Hope, Soldier On, all members of the Supportive Services for Veteran Families, otherwise known as SSVF. Morris County Hope Hub, 64 providers, I think it is right now. And my number might have been off, but it's over 60 providers. Salvation Army, various food banks, Rotary clubs, and a lot more. We believe in leaving no veteran behind and assisting them. We work tirelessly to ensure that the veterans' needs are met, from intake to even when they leave, when they get a job and they're in the program. And I'll explain that in the future slide. How do you refer a veteran to Goodwill HVRP? We have a referral sheet. Now, I have to split it into two, but it's actually only one page, both sides. It used to be 5. That's all I'm going to tell you. We kind of shortened it down to make it easier. First page, pretty simple. Next page, same thing. And it's much easier now. It used to be where you have to do this, sign, name, date, all that. Made it simple. Once we receive the referral sheet, whether it be through email, mailed in, whatever, given, when we're out on an event, we contact the veteran within 24 to 48 hours to set up an intake into the program and set up referrals for their needs: employment, housing, clothes, food, health services, resume development, which we do here in-house. We follow up with the veteran is every 2 weeks from the intake date within the first year of the program. The second year, depending upon their progress, is quarterly, which is every 3 months. The third year, same thing, depending upon the veteran's progress, is once or twice a year. It's pretty much depends upon the veteran's progress, how we're going to follow up, There's a video here. This is actually the first intake I did on Labor Day last year. Army veteran Rob Sauerwine. It is on YouTube under the Goodwill, New York, New Jersey, and just type in veteran. And you can listen to the video. I'm not going to play it now because it goes for a little bit. But he talks about all the services that we did. Every service that we gave this gentleman. He is now working, and he's also got housing in Emerson and Bergen counties, Emerson Veteran Housing. Again, another commitment and example of how tirelessly we work. Oh, these were upcoming for this year. We're still working on the Goodwill Free Haircut for Veterans program. We're participating salons, barbershops. We'll have the veteran come there with a coupon that entitles them to a free haircut. The barbershop or a salon can now use that as a tax-free donation to a certified 501c3 charity, which Goodwill, New York, New Jersey is. The next one we just had, which was a job fair. We had our event called Summer Glam, where we styled, gave interview prep classes, resume development, styled them for the job fair in business attire, and had 10 veterans go to the job fair from the Summer Glam thing. On top of that, we sent another 20 from our program, all there to get jobs. Some of the jobs there are immediate hire, and a lot of them gave interviews to our vets. And then the expansion, which is going to be into 4 more counties. That expansion is going to include Sussex, Warren, Hunterdon, and Middlesex counties to give us 11. This is our staff, finally at 100%. For those that have been from when I started, we had probably less than this. It's myself as the director, Marsha Harris, who's an Army vet and a social worker with over 20 years experience. Tina Green is our career advancement specialist. She handles the resumes and the job referrals. And Monty Hunter is our administrative assistant. She's the one who makes sure all the files and the paperwork is all together so that we don't, our follow-up and all that is going to be, extreme, to the point where we're on point and know what we're talking about. And our newest member will be starting on September 18th. That is Crystal James as our outreach worker. If there's any questions or if you need contact info, I leave up both mine and my social worker, who is kind of my assistant in the office. When I'm not there, she's pretty much in charge. Anybody has any questions, feel free. You can reach out to me any time of the day. If I don't get back to you right away, I will get back to you within 24 hours. And that's pretty much the program in a nutshell. Like I said, we look to help veterans with this specific program. Goodwill does have other programs where if the veteran has a spouse or a child who is 14 and up that has a disability, be it stress, depression, PTSD, anxiety, as long as it is documented and they're seeing some sort of therapist, they can come in through our program and we will refer them to the other program. That is for the spouse and the children of the veteran this child has to be 14 and up. That's all I have. Thank you for giving me the time. I appreciate it. And if anyone has any questions, again, the contact info is right here. Feel free. You can email me, call me, or email my social worker or call her, and we'll have all the info for you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Michael. I just want to remind everybody that the contact information, all the information in relation to website, everything is going to be in the description below of the video. So if you need additional information, all that information is going to be there. So thank you very much. Again, Michael, like I said at the beginning, for me and for us and for the community, it is an honor, everything that you guys are doing. So thank you very much for everything.
Thank you, Patricia. It was a pleasure to be here.
Sure. And with that, we're going to move to our Q&A session. That part is not recorded. Thank you.